What's up, guys? It's John Dominique, the Soul Proponent. Sometimes what is not said is more important than what is said. Sometimes what is not said is more important than what is said. Too many times I hear and listen to preachers and pastors speak about God, Jesus, and the Bible, but none of them I've heard have ever said anything about God being infinite, eternal, and unconditional. The reason is because on an unconscious level, these are qualities of God that don't seem important. These are topics that have been brushed under the rug, swept under the rug, mostly because people don't really understand how important they are. And if we don't understand these concepts, these basic concepts, then we don't really understand God. God is infinite, for example. What is infinite means that there's nothing to hold on to, literally. There are no beliefs. This means it's a letting go of everything we're trying to hold on to. To experience what is infinite and experiencing infinity in itself requires that there are no limits, no boundaries. And we cannot experience what is infinite if we're holding on to something. So this belief in Jesus, for example, is something we're holding on to. This is actually going to bring us away from what is infinite. It does the opposite. It has the opposite effect. Also, God is unconditional, meaning there are no criteria, there are no circumstances that need to be met. There are no rules that need to be followed. There's no standards that we have to accomplish. So, for instance, we have to be a Christian. We have to believe in Jesus. We have to believe God sent his only son. We have to believe one thing after another. But unfortunately, that's not unconditional. That is based on a criteria that, hey, we need to believe in something. We need to hold on to something. We have these conditions. And there's a real version of unconditional and a false version of unconditional. The false version of unconditional depends on us believing in Jesus, for example. That is a falsity. The soul is the truth, and it burns through all these false ideas. So it's important that we know that God is infinite, eternal, and unconditional. These are essential elements of God. Without them, our self-worth is pretty much in the dumps. And again, what is unsaid is sometimes more important than what is said. We realize that nobody is really talking about these topics. They're considered not important. Nobody says anything about them, obviously, really, because they don't really understand them. But these are essential ingredients on the path to the soul. John Dominique, the Soul Proponent. Peace.